make it, but he did send a video eulogy. But it might be quiet, so you might have to sit down.
Thank you. Wish I was there to see everybody, family, and everyone else. I'm sure would remember and probably not seen in years. But anyway, I met Tony when I was senior in high school. I was walking out of my house at the Gates Projects and saw him looking at me as I walked down the sidewalk towards the parking lot. He was smiling with a big wide grin, wide open eyes, and an aura that projected a sense of friendship. There are a lot of mean people in the projects, but I knew right away that he was not a threat. How could this man, who exuded a warm, glowing, welcoming light, be anything but good? As I started towards the next block, he yelled, "Hey, are you Joe the Dog's brother?" He was still smiling as I looked at him, so I knew he wasn't out to collect the debt. The tone and manner that compelled me to tell him, most other people who would have said that to me at that stage of my life, I would have said, "Who wants to know?" But with Tony, I immediately knew he was harmless. He told me he was a friend of Joe's and that his family lived in the block across the parking lot. I looked the way he pointed, but I could not remember seeing any family member that looked like him. I figured he was a new neighbor. He said he was a friend of Joe's, then he asked me, "Where are you going?" Another intrusive question. Boy, this guy is pretty nosy. He asked me to hang out. Back in those days, every teenager with no money hung around Ingham Avenue. We would drift and stop at every block corner like bees, hoping we could find something fun to do. Tony told me he lived near Ingham Avenue and Ridge Road and invited me to his apartment. Well, of course, I had nothing to do. I had no money, so I took him up on the invitation. He said, "Me and Sharon would love to have you over." That sort of blew my mind. A person that I just met invited me to his house. He didn't know me at all. I could have been a drug addict or a hoodlum waiting for a mark. But that was Tony, being friendly with everybody. He had a sixth sense of who was good and who was bad. Most of the people that I met through Tony were good. Good people. Some had a lot of problems, but most were good to the core. As I reflect and look at our time together, I think he was attracted to me because my afro was just about as big as his. We were together. What did it do? We had so much fun laughing and joking all night. Then, like a speeding train, we went to the next station and our lives began to change. I had my first son, Christopher. I knew it was time to buckle down and raise a family. The synchronicity between us was becoming more apparent as Tony and Sharon were blessed with Jose the year before. I went to college to get a degree and Tony went to work for the bus company. We didn't see each other much in those days, but when we did, it was like passing through a time warp. We would laugh at the silliest things until our bellies ached. When Tony and I first met, we would play cards till the wee hours of the morning. When we got jobs and started making money, we switched to chess. The only strategy in chess was to take so long to make a move that it will put you to sleep. As we got older, we regressed to our Puerto Rican roots and started playing dominoes. Tony was one of the best domino players when he decided to focus on winning. Tony used to lend me tools, and I would help him with his home repairs. I moved to Florida in 2001, and I used to come back once or twice a year, and Tony always had projects for me to do, and I didn't mind helping him at all. I have known many people in my life, but out of all the people I know, it was Tony who asked me to be his best man that he and Sharon got married. I was honored and considered a privilege. To be a best man and two of the best people on this earth is definitely a privilege. Tony was a man who had a connection with the spirit world. He somehow managed to luck himself into and out of things when he needed them most. I believe Tony and I are kindred spirits. We knew each other from a different dimension. Souls that walked the heavens together and met to share life on this earth. Tony is 8 years older than me, so he came first to pave the way for me. I am certain he will be waiting for me, and if he is not, I am convinced that he will lead directions on how to find him in that next lifetime. Tony, I love you, brother. Look down on us with enough sunshine to keep us all warm, and as long as we need it. Goodbye, friend, mentor, and most of all, gentle soul. I want to conclude by playing a brief piece of music from the early 70s, the time when we first met.
That was nice, Albert.
Remember your Dolphins brother? She's worse. I know, I've been like, no, she's out.
He needs a hug. You hold this while you do it.
I want to get in on this.
The box of tissues. Sorry. That's okay, thank you.
Oh, I can smell the marijuana.
I know, right?
I love it.